Hey guys, welcome back to Colorado Silver Stackers. You'll remember we went through these last week, the Royal Arms of England Silver, and everything's about to get sent off for grading now because we finally got in the mail our next little package here, which is the 1/5 ounce Gibraltar Arms of England 2-pound gold piece. And without further ado, let's check it out. We know what to expect with the design. It's going to be the same as the silver. Ooh, that gold looks nice. Do you like that? Wow, that is a cool looking coin. Alright guys. Well, there she is. We got that same pretty scroll work and everything on there. Along the edges with all that detail. And the crest originated with a king lion heart, we say. And obviously that's still used all the time to represent England, that crest right there. So tons of history behind these. Like I said, you really do kind of feel like royalty having these things. And we have on the back, we have the Queen Elizabeth, same back as the other ones as well. And this came straight from the mint, so should be in as immaculate of condition as it can be. But we're gonna we're gonna send these off, have them graded this week, and we'll see what happens. And if I do end up getting a bunch of MS70s, real high grades, with all these, which I am fully expecting to, and here they are together. Get the 1 ounce silver and the 1/5 ounce gold. Nice looking. And we can get that a little better up here. Yeah. So, very cool. Very cool. So if these come back with real high grades on them, then what we'll do is I'll probably let you guys know if they end up going up on sale on eBay or anywhere else that we throw them up. But in the meantime, gosh, just enjoy the way these look, guys. I think they're awesome. And if you're thinking about buying one, then now you got kind of a little size comparison and stuff for those little 1/5 ouncers. It's a lot bigger decision to go buy a whole ounce size like this piece of gold. It's a lot more difficult for most people to achieve, but you might be able to get into gold with some smaller pieces like this much more easily. So just something to think about if you think that you need to get if you think you need to get a little gold in your stack. And silver is, I can't say enough good things about silver. Don't know if it is going to ever have a serious close in the gap between the the silver and gold ratio. But they've always gone kind of hand in hand. So all you can do is try to make sure that you have some if those prices ever do jump or get really really lucrative looking. And honestly, you never feel bad about it when you're looking at your stack like, oh geez, I'm so sad that I have all this gold and silver. Like, no, you don't ever feel like that. Maybe you could feel like that if you just really needed some money for some bread or something, but hopefully if you're in that bad of a position, you wouldn't get overzealous and put too much of your money into things like this. But if you do, I don't even consider it spending money. And I know I gotta say, I'm not allowed to give financial advice, but the way that I look at it just personally is that our paper money traditionally kind of represented something, and it represented the gold and silver that we had in uh, our country's treasuries, right? Well, so what I look at it as is I'm trading my worthless paper money for the actual real stuff that it was always supposed to represent. And I know that times have changed, and the money isn't really backed by the gold and silver, they say, but I think that's just because they printed too much of it. And they don't really have enough gold and silver now. But when it comes down to it, every single major country in the world, for the most part, still has massive stores of gold and silver for a reason. And some countries are doubling up, like China right now and Russia. So there's something to be said about having a physical thing that represents value that you've been able to store away for yourself. That's a bit of a comforting feeling. If the banks ever got wiped out, or all the digital information somehow, or just the worst case scenario happened, you've got real tangible wealth right in your hand. Whereas people that are just invested in with most of their stuff digitally, I mean, it's a crazy universe, anything could happen. So it's kind of nice just to have that feeling of accomplishment when you look at your stack, and also when you just have something physical to hold rather than just a digital asset. But anyways, so these will be off for grading, and I hope you guys enjoyed seeing the Royal Arms of England in a little gold version. And if you saw us last week, as usual, thank you for coming back and checking us out again. And if you're first tuning in, then hope you enjoyed it, and check us out next week. Every week we're going to be trying to bring you a new coin of some sort, and usually it's going to be focused on silver, but since these are part of the same set, I wanted to throw this in there because they're all going off to get graded together anyways, so might as well show you the little gold piece. And have a great week, guys. Good luck in your stacking quests, and see you next week. Bye.